Hi, my name's Monty Burton, and I'm going to demonstrate how simple completing a risk assessment can be. Risk assessment is all about looking at what we do, identifying any hazards, and putting steps in place to minimize the risk from these hazards. The health and safety team have looked at the most likely risks in our stores and put together risk assessment templates. There are several of these templates, covering store activities and hazards such as slips and trips, working at height, cuts, and so on. The new risk assessment form has been laid out in a logical manner to help you follow the 5 steps to risk assessment. Before you start, gather information which may be helpful, review previous store incidents, talk to your staff, look back at your previous risk assessments. First, complete the front page with the store information. Step 1. Identify the hazards. You'll notice the most likely hazards for that task are detailed at the top, and each are given a number which you can see in the main form in the first column. Tick each hazard which is relevant for your store. In many cases, it will be all. If you identify any store-specific hazards, they can be written in and given a number. Step 2. Who might be harmed and how? The most likely persons who may be harmed and how have been added. You may identify others who may be at risk in your particular store, disabled employee, or other vulnerable group. You can add this information. Step 3. Evaluate risk and put controls in place. Controls which every store should have in place have been added in black. These are company policy, best practice, and are mandatory. Controls in red italics only some stores may require to have in place. If your store does, please tick the box. If your store does not, cross or delete the control. Review what you have found from walking around the store, talking to staff, and previous incidents. Decide if these controls are sufficient and give that hazard a risk rating, low, medium, or high. To decide what risk rating should be given, first, consider the likelihood of an accident. Has a similar accident occurred before? Are there sufficient controls in place to reduce the likelihood? Then consider if an incident did occur, how harmful it might be. For example, a cut finger treated with a plaster, or something more serious like falling from a ladder resulting in broken bones. Refer to the risk matrix at the back of the assessment for guidance. Step 4. Record significant findings. These risk assessments are your written legal record. Document what action needs to be taken, if any. For example, if there is an issue with the flooring, make it safe. Log a call with maintenance via Fix My Store and chase up until complete. Or if you notice staff working unsafely and overreaching on the ladders in the stockroom, retrain them, review stockroom layout, and ensure they have the right equipment for the job. Once any additional controls are in place, the risk level may reduce. Step 5. Review. Give yourself a realistic review date for each action and ensure it is met. When the action has been completed, you can sign it off. Risk assessment should be reviewed after a significant change. This might be the way the job is done, new equipment or change in layout, after an incident, accident or near miss, or periodically, at least annually. Although some elements of the assessment are pre-filled, you can amend it to make it store-specific. The risk assessments must reflect the risks in your store. Blank risk assessment forms are available for stores to complete where they have a site-specific risk. You might want to complete one when carrying out a large move or an employee returning to work on light duties. Risk assessments should be filed with your health and safety documents and retained for 4 years. For the full set of risk assessment templates and further information, please visit the Health and Safety section of the Word.